Welcome back to another episode of Everyday Nuggets. Have you ever stopped to think about that humble sponge sitting by your sink? The one that helps you tackle dirty dishes or scrub away bathroom grime? While we use them every day, most people have no idea how these versatile cleaning tools came into existence. Sponges are fascinating products with a rich history and complex manufacturing processes that vary dramatically depending on whether we're talking about natural sea sponges or the synthetic versions in most of our homes today. The origins of sponges. Natural sponges have been used by humans for thousands of years. These remarkable organisms from the ocean aren't just cleaning tools. They're actually ancient animals that have existed for over 600 million years. The earliest documented use of sea sponges dates back to ancient civilizations, where they were prized for bathing and applying cosmetics. What makes natural sponges so effective is their unique skeletal structure. Unlike most animals, sponges don't have tissues or organs. Instead, they're made of a substance called spongin, which creates a network of tiny pores and channels, perfect for absorbing and releasing water. This natural design has proven so effective that it's been mimicked in the creation of synthetic alternatives. Natural sea sponge harvesting. The process of harvesting natural sea sponges remains remarkably traditional in many parts of the world, particularly in the Mediterranean Sea and off the coast of Florida. Sponge divers, often using methods passed down through generations, descend to depths of up to 200 feet to carefully cut sponges from the ocean floor. These divers must be highly skilled, as they need to identify mature sponges and harvest them in a sustainable way that allows for regrowth. A properly harvested sponge can regenerate from as little as a small remaining piece, making sustainable harvesting not just environmentally responsible, but economically sensible for sponge diving communities. Once collected, the natural sponges undergo an extensive cleaning process. First, they're left on the deck of the boat to begin decomposing the living tissue. Then they're repeatedly squeezed and rinsed in seawater to remove the remaining organic matter. This initial cleaning is followed by a more thorough process on shore, where the sponges are soaked in water tanks and beaten to remove any remaining particles. The rise of synthetic sponges. While natural sponges continue to be harvested, the majority of sponges in our homes today are synthetic. The shift toward manufactured alternatives began in the 1940s, when chemists discovered ways to create porous materials that could mimic the absorbency of natural sponges while being more affordable and consistent in quality. This innovation was accelerated by wartime shortages, leading former DuPont engineers to found the O-Cell-O Company in Buffalo, New York, in 1946. Their cellulose sponge technology revolutionized the cleaning industry, making sponge products more accessible to the average household and opening up new possibilities for specialized cleaning tools designed for specific tasks. The manufacturing process, from raw materials to final product. Now that we understand the different types of sponges, let's dive into how they're actually made. The manufacturing process varies depending on whether we're talking about natural sea sponges or synthetic sponges. For natural sea sponges, the process begins with harvesting. Professional divers collect sponges from the ocean floor, typically at depths of 33 to 200 feet. These divers carefully cut the sponges, leaving the base attached to the seabed so that the sponge can regrow, a sustainable harvesting practice that has been used for generations. Once harvested, the sea sponges undergo several processing steps. First, they're squeezed repeatedly to remove the living tissue and debris. Then they're left to dry in the sun before being beaten to remove any remaining debris. The The sponges are then soaked in water with a small amount of hydrogen peroxide to lighten their color and eliminate any odors. Finally, they're rinsed thoroughly and dried again before being trimmed into their final shape. The most prized varieties, like the Mediterranean honeycomb sponge, command premium prices for their softness and durability. But what about synthetic sponges? Their manufacturing process is entirely different and arguably more fascinating from an industrial perspective. The production of cellulose sponges begins with the preparation of the raw materials, wood pulp derived from various trees, including softwoods and hardwoods, mixed with sodium sulfate crystals and other chemicals like hemp fibers for reinforcement. This creates what manufacturers call the dough, a viscous mixture that forms the base of the sponge. This dough is then poured into large molds where it's subjected to heat. The heat causes a chemical reaction that transforms the cellulose fibers into a porous structure. The sodium sulfate crystals embedded in the mixture dissolve during this process, creating the characteristic holes we associate with sponges. Interestingly, manufacturers can control the size of these holes by adjusting the size of the sodium sulfate crystals used in the mixture. After heating, the sponge blocks are cooled and washed thoroughly to remove all chemical residues. They're then cut into their final shapes using large industrial cutting machines. For those brightly colored kitchen sponges we're all familiar with, dyes are added during the washing process. Special types, unique manufacturing methods. Some specialized sponges require additional manufacturing steps. For example, those sponges with a scrubbing side often combine the cellulose sponge material with an abrasive layer made from recycled plastic. These two materials are bonded together using heat or adhesives. Polyurethane foam sponges, commonly used for cleaning and in crafts, are made through a chemical process called polymerization. Liquid chemicals are mixed together, causing a reaction that creates a foam that expands and then hardens into a flexible material with millions of tiny air bubbles. This is why these sponges feel soft and springy compared to cellulose sponges. Environmental considerations and innovations. The production of synthetic sponges raises some environmental concerns. The chemicals used in manufacturing can be harmful if not properly managed, and many synthetic sponges are not biodegradable, contributing to landfill waste. In response to environmental concerns, manufacturers have developed eco-friendly alternatives like plant-based sponges made from loofah plants or corn husks, and biodegradable synthetic options that break down faster in landfills. Simultaneously, they've addressed hygiene issues by creating antimicrobial sponges infused with bacteria-inhibiting compounds. These dual innovations reflect the industry's commitment to solving both environmental impact and practical hygiene challenges that traditional synthetic sponges present. Quality control and testing. Before sponges reach store shelves, they undergo rigorous testing. Manufacturers check for consistency in size, absorbency, and durability. Random samples are tested for their ability to withstand repeated use without breaking down. For kitchen sponges specifically, manufacturers test for safety in food contact scenarios, ensuring that no harmful chemicals will leach out during everyday use. Thank you for watching another episode of Everyday Nuggets. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe for more videos. If you have suggestions for other everyday objects you'd like to learn about, please leave them in the comments below. Stay curious.